What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Beauty in Black Season 2, Episode 6, The Enemy of My Enemy. Before I start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Y'all make sure you like the videos so I can stay in the algorithm, alright? So let's just dive right into Episode 6. So, Rain tries to fight Dega. Girl, you know you can't fight that girl. Girl, Dega is weighing her out and turning her every which way except loose. Do you hear me? So, Alex had to step in and unalive Dega because Dega was trying to unalive Rain, right? And so, he had to unalive everybody in the room. So, when he was getting ready to unalive Adeline, but Rain told him no, and, I just feel like this gonna come back on them. Like, Rain is very careless. Yeah. So over at Charles's house, that sneaky ass dancer called his security friend so they can get ready to set Charles up and rob him. So over in the VIP room, nasty ass Roy is in there sleep, Felicia, and then he asked them wash my peen, and I'm just like, okay. And what aggravates me about Felicia, she want to be the bottom bitch so bad. That's my problem with her. She want to be the bottom so bad. So Rain and Alex talk, and he's still trying to convince her that he's on their side, basically because he wants out of this whole thing. So in the next scene, Roy decides to sneak up on his daddy's property. He's out back looking at Kimmy sitting at the desk. I guess she's reading up on some things. And Kimmy sees him come outside. No, I think security caught him at the moment. And security tells him to leave because Horace don't want him on the property. So then Kimmy comes out, and he talking all that talk, yada yada yada. And then Horace comes out. And so he was talking about how he wanted to piss on his daddy's grave when he died. And he didn't think his daddy was standing behind him. And Horace was standing right behind him while he was saying all the bullshit. So security roughed him up, held him down, and Horace pissed on him. And I guess, the saying, I don't know if it's an old saying, but, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. Okay? So, and, his daddy was like, so you said you was going to piss on my grave. You know what? Let me go ahead and piss on you. Okay? And when did Kimmy start smoking cigarettes? All right? Neither here nor there, because once again, this is a Tyler Perry production. This is a Tyler Perry film, and Tyler gonna do just what he want to do. So Norman stops over at Olivia's, and he asks her if she read the email that Horace sent out, and it's for them to come into the office and meet their new boss, his new wife, or they will be fined. So sorry, y'all. We find out that Olivia is $1 million in the hole, and I'm not even for certain why. Like, why is she in the hole? Like, did I miss something? But Olivia, of course, just like everybody else, has this sense of entitlement, and she feels like everything Horace owns is hers. And I'm looking at her like, girl, bye. Like, how do you figure that man divorced you? How is all of this yours? You lucky you getting something out of it. So Kimmy is wondering what happens when Horace get better. She did ask that question. Kimmy asks if she's okay, and Rain tells her, she asks Rain. No, I'm sorry. She's having a conversation with Rain, and she's wondering. She asks Rain what would happen if Horace, get better. And then she asks Rain, because she noticed Rain wasn't looking herself or acting herself, so she kept asking, hey, are you okay? Rain was like, yeah. And she was lying, of course, but Kimmy saw right through it. And so she was like, "Are you all right?" And she was like, "Yeah." So they just left it at that. So in the next scene, the next morning, Mallory wakes Roy up for work. And, she tells him, "Hey, we got to go in so we can go meet this lady." And so, they both get into a little morning scuffle. Of course, it's not a pleasant day if those two not exchanging negative pleasantries to one another. And I know that's not a thing, but I'm just saying they do that well. So Horace talks with Angel. He tells him, you're free. And he tells him he can use the car, but not his watches. This was before Horace was getting ready to get on a plane to go overseas. But he gives Angel a watch. Horace also tells Angel, he don't know when the hell, he don't know when he's going to be back. I'm sorry about that, y'all. He said he don't know, when he's going to be back or if he will be back. So I'm thinking Horace kind of feels like he has hope, but there is a part of him feels like I don't want to get my hopes up. So he don't know if he's going to make it. So he's still kind of like, I'm not sure. So Horace tells Kimmy, get her sister out of there. And he tells her that, listen, I'm not sure what my fate is. I don't know if I'm going to live or die. But what you do need to do is get your sister away from there. So Charles is at home. Him and the dancer, he wakes up. He tells the dancer to get out of his house because I don't know his name. And the dude refused to leave. So Varney comes into the house and he tells the stripper to leave. Charles is a dummy because Varney is still trying to warn him. Now, I will say this. Y'all know I have given Varney the most difficult time. But he still he tries really hard with Charles. But Charles is in a I don't give a damn stage, and that's where I will leave him. Anyway, Mallory stops over at the Bellery, at Horace's and Kimmy's home to give Kimmy some flowers. At this point, Mallory takes this moment to try to play in Kimmy's face, and Mallory is pissed when she don't get what she need from Kimmy. So the dancers and security goes in Charles's house to rob him. Charles was really holding his own, and he unalived all three. And I was like, oh, okay. We didn't know that. We didn't know he could, because that's not the character that he shows. All right. And this is where this episode ended. Okay. All right. Next episode is going to be 7. And after that, y'all will get 8. All right.